Sony Xperia 5 III. Best phone $647. With the same powerful camera and top specs in a smaller shape but also the same drawbacks. Sony increasingly makes its phones for a small, but vocal, niche, and the Xperia 5 III is no different. For those who are drawn to the unusual aspect ratio, complex camera features, and powerful display, this is an excellent package, arguably even more appealing than the flagship Xperia 1 III, but like that phone it comes with serious drawbacks too. The camera in particular is only powerful if you know how to use it well, and makes for a fairly poor point-and-shoot option at the price. The oddities mean this is a phone best suited for those willing to work at the camera or anyone who needs a small, but flagship, Android phone and is willing to pay for it. If that describes you, then there's a lot to love here. Design and build. The first thing you're likely to notice about the Xperia 5 III, like any recent Xperia phone, is the unusually tall, slim design. This is driven first and foremost by Sony's preference for a 21:9 aspect ratio display, intended to be ideal for watching movies, but it holds more appeal than that alone, not least because the slim screen is much more comfortable to hold. Display and audio. Sony has done much to hype the 4K, 120Hz panel on the Xperia 1 III, and while the 5 III doesn't quite match that resolution, on the smaller scale it doesn't need to. Instead, the 6.1 inches display here runs at 1080 by 2520, which at this size is still enough to give you a dense 449 ppi pixel density. It's still 120Hz refresh rate, so you'll get smooth and fluid animation throughout, though you can only choose between fixed 60Hz or 120Hz modes, with no dynamic adjustment. Specs and performance. Some small phones drop their specs down to cut costs, but Sony's approach with the 5 III is similar to Apple's with the iPhone 13 mini. That means you'll still get the flagship Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 5G chipset, here paired with 8GB of RAM and either 128GB or 256GB of storage. Battery and charging. The Xperia 5 III has many strengths, but it must be said that the battery is not one of them. Which isn't to say that it's a weakness either, but rather that it's distinctly average. The 4,500 mAh battery itself is a fairly typical size these days, though given that the phone itself is fairly small, it's at least welcome that the battery capacity isn't similarly diminutive. Camera. The camera on the Xperia 5 III is a funny old beast, with phenomenal hardware let down by SOSO software, unless you have the photography prowess to go manual and treat this like a DSLR. The actual lenses and sensors found on the rear of the phone are the same found in the Xperia 1 III, a 12MP f/1.7 main lens with OIS, a 12MP f/2.2 ultrawide, and a rather clever 12MP periscopic telephoto lens that's capable of shooting both at 2.9x zoom with an f/2.3 aperture, and then moving to 4.4x zoom at f/2.8, also with OIS. Software. After ragging on Sony's camera software for a while, it's only fair to acknowledge that the company gets it right elsewhere. The Xperia 5 III runs Android 11 out of the box, and like other Sony phones, this is a version with minimal modifications from the manufacturer. Price and availability. The Xperia 5 III has been available in the UK and Europe since September 2021, costing £899/€999 for a model with 128GB storage. In the UK you can grab it from Amazon, John Lewis, AO.com, Laptops Direct, and elsewhere. It finally went on sale in the US in January 2022 with an MSRP of $999.99. It's currently available directly from Sony or on Amazon, B&H, or Best Buy.